We have with us right now Counselor Jack Underwood. He is here with us right now. He is with Rise and Renew Counseling, and of course we celebrate Valentine's Week. And Jack, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you. You know, yesterday we had a counselor on. We were taking calls. So, Atlanta, we're giving you an opportunity right now. Pick up the phone right now. You got a relationship issue. You got an issue in your relationship. It's Valentine's. You want it solved.
Get it right.
You might have a question. Are you thinking the right way, the wrong way? There's something going on in the relationship. What do you do? This guy is the expert, and I want to tell people I have gone to my marriage counseling when I got married with Patrice to Jack, and he's really helped us. And I think every relationship should, at one time or another, go to counseling.
You need that,
I really believe that.
You need that third party there to help you out, right?
Well, why don't you? What would you say, Jack, as to why people should go to counseling?
Well, really, it's just about getting your needs met. And we all have a need to be loved, to be accepted, have a sense of belonging. As it pertains to couples, I have essentially a checklist of 3 needs.
Okay.
Does the person feel understood? Do they feel secure? Do they feel safe? If they do, then they can handle conflict.
Okay.
That's what the research tells us. If they don't, in any of those categories, they are relationally disabled from being able to manage conflict.
Okay, so what are the 3 categories again?
Feeling understood.
Nina, listen to this. Feeling understood.
Secure.
Secure.
And safe.
And safe. If they don't have those, they can't handle conflict.
That's right.
Wow, very interesting.
And conflict is going to arise. It's how you handle it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What do you think is the #1 conflict that couples go through nowadays?
Oh, gosh, it just runs the gambit. But, you know, what I really see is usually there is something going on with each individual before they get into the relationship.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if the individual maybe has this idea that they're not good enough, or that in order to be considered worthy that they have to achieve all of these different things, or maybe they have a strategy of being a perfectionist, or maybe they have a dependency on control, that if they're not able to control, then all of a sudden they're dealing with all kinds of anxiety. So it's really about addressing the issues that took place originally and how it intertangles in the relationship with the couple.
Bring in your baggage.
It is Relationship Week. We are talking all things relationship. Our counselor is in today, Jack Underwood.
Yes.
With Rise and Renew, which is located right here in the ATL. You can log on to riseandrenew.com. You can also call his office at 404-421-5341. Let's go to the phones.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Who is this?
This is Kelvin.
Kelvin, go right ahead with your question.
Okay, Jack. So, my lady, she expresses to me in action that she wants a committed relationship, but she refuses to actually say the word. And I'm wondering if that's maybe baggage from another relationship or anything that counseling might be able to help.
What do you mean when she doesn't say the word?
She refuses to say, Kelvin, I want to be in a relationship with you.
Have you asked her to say that?
Yes, several times.
What does she say?
She says that her actions speak louder than words.
Well, Kelvin, what we were talking about earlier is so important. And does your girlfriend feel understood by you in regards to her fear of commitment? Usually what is going on with someone is if there's any kind of fear going on, that there's usually some type of trauma that has occurred. So in other words, if she commits to you, she may have a lie-based idea that something traumatic is going to happen to her based on what her past experiences have been. Wow. And she may not even be aware of this. So this could either be something that's intentional on her part that she's aware of, or it's completely subconscious and it's just an automatic defense mechanism that kicks in. Anytime commitment rears its head, she's going to shy away.
Thank you.
Kamaya from Atlanta, what's your question?
I heard you guys say counseling and therapy is good, which I do believe everyone should go to counseling, individual counseling as well. My question is, how do you bounce back after going to counseling. Pretty much I was manipulated into thinking that everything was on the up and up in my relationship, but it really wasn't. I found out that my significant other was cheating. I found out on my own.
Okay.
And my counselor, or our counselor, was kind of blown away as well. She couldn't believe it because he put on a facade that everything was working out for us.
In a situation like that, really you want to turn your approach or your reaction to what you're needing in that situation. You know, something traumatic has just taken place. Something was revealed that you were blindsided by. And that is going to provoke a very strong reaction from you. And so what does self-care look like for you in a situation like that? And you may need to, or you may benefit from your own type of counseling where you need to just be in an environment that is completely safe for you, where you can really process all of this that has taken place in an environment that is safe.
It is 827, our number, 404-741-WVEE. Our counselor is in, Jack Underwood. Just a quick question. Is it possible, she said, you know, she was blindsided, cheated on, she found out. This has always been a question. Can you get over cheating in a relationship?
Yes, but all the cards have to be put on the table. And generally speaking, you're going to want to have individual work taking place with both people. You don't want to just have this revelation there's been cheating and then keep it in the couples mode, because that's not going to be safe, just like it wasn't for that last caller. That was not a safe environment for that woman. And so really what you want to do is you want to process what has occurred for the cheating person, because that's important. Now this is not something that everyone wants to hear, but usually there's a disconnect in the relationship, and many times that contributes to someone going outside of the boundary of the marriage relationship. So
you're saying there's a reason?
Well,
because women will say men just cheat because they dogs, period.
And I think men take cheating. It's harder for men, I believe, to get over cheating as well.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it does work both ways, but the idea is to have a process where both individuals are working through their stuff, and then they come back and it gets facilitated in a safe environment.
We are with our counselor today, Jack Underwood of Rise and Renew Counseling, and he has a special deal we're going to talk about just in a minute if you have a counseling situation where you would like to see him. But first, let's go to this phone call.
Good morning. So my question is this. Basically, I was married for 10 years, been single 2.5 years, and pretty much basically was talking to this guy. We were really good friends, and I wanted to know, he basically wanted to remain friends for, forever. Basically, he basically said that he thought it would be better if he got to know you in and out. I mean, everything from, before he decided to get into a committed relationship. So pretty much basically we were in a committed relationship. I mean, we did everything that couples would do besides have a title. So, my question is pretty much basically, why would a guy want to date you without a title?
Well, we're right back to fear of commitment. For whatever reason, there is some type of fear there, or some type of hesitance to commit to the relationship. And at some point you have to believe what a person shows you and ask yourself, is this what I want? And it's okay for you to choose you in that situation. And if you have difficulty choosing you, that then becomes your work, that you become the 51% in your decision-making process.
All right, our number, 404-741-WVEE. So let me ask you a question, Jack. Do you hear couples that have been together for like years and aren't married? Like, what is that?
It really varies. I don't necessarily hear that a lot per se.
Okay.
But like that caller was explaining, okay, so what's behind not committing? What's really going on there? And, we were kind of talking offline about what that scenario might look like. But at some point, you have to just start going away from a person's words and going towards their behaviors. And if their behaviors consistently show you that they're not going to take that next step, you have to believe them.
So let me ask you this. Is there a difference, do you see, in people who were raised in single-parent household versus household with two couples, or the couple in the household?
Modeling is so important because what you see is something that you tend to repeat. You either reject it if it was traumatic, or you repeat it. And so if you grew up in a single parent home and there was a lot of extracurricular activity going on, that is something that the child is observing. Okay. And they take that in, and lo and behold, when they become an adult,
they do the same thing.
In many cases.
Curricular activities.
All right, Rise and Renew Counseling. Here's how you get to them. RiseandRenew.com. The phone number is 404-421-5341. And what would you like to offer our listeners?
Well, I was just really thinking about your listeners, and I know that you have a lot of counselors on this week. It's Valentine's week, and I just want to offer a free 15-minute consultation to anyone that calls. And there's no commitment or anything like that. And obviously, you can't solve everyone's problems in 15 minutes, but I want to at least just offer something. Okay. And help your listeners with whatever it is that they're struggling with.
That's cool.
All right. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. RiseandRenew.com is the website, 404-421-5341. We are going to take a break, and when we come back, the long-awaited release of the Frank Ski Top 5 Restaurants for Valentine's in Atlanta. This is the coveted list that everybody tries to get a part of, and as soon as I announce this list, smart people will go on and make their reservations. But we got some great choices for you this year, some new ones, some old-time favorites, and more. That's coming up right after 9 o'clock, okay? So if you're still wondering where you're going to take your significant other for Valentine's dinner, I got some ideas for you. Frank. It is 8:50 now, 10 minutes in front of 9. It's the Morning Culture on the People's Station. We're V103.
Yes.